Hello and welcome back to the Not a Bystander show, where we can't figure out what we're doing from 1 minute to the next because we've got so many projects to do. So I don't know where to put my hands. So currently what I'm working on, you got it. So currently what I'm working on is, and if they don't look familiar to me and you're not a Pearl Jam fan, then get out of here. No, seriously, I'm doing a big order for a client of mine who found me on Etsy because I do custom. I do custom clock hands, and they've really taken off actually. So if you're looking for some, come check me out. In any case, big Pearl Jam fan. He's also a what do you call it when you sing their songs and you're in a band? Oh yes, a cover band. So he's in a Pearl Jam cover band. He makes these beautiful murals on stained wood, and also he's making clocks. Just got into clocks, making a huge clock. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you make me 50 sets of Pearl Jam hands?" I said, "Sure, no problem." So that's what I'm doing first and foremost. I'm up to my last piece of wood here. It's just 3mm basswood that I use over here in my Ortur Laser Master 3. So until I get some more, it's going to be pause time, or at least I can get ahead and start painting these because they've got to be black. Matte black, as a matter of fact, so it's a good thing that I ended up going and buying some more of that. Fortunately, this board's a little warped, so I don't know if I want to use it or abuse it. I think we'll use it. We'll see how it comes out. Part of the problem with making wood hands is you never know what the wood's going to be like. So we'll see. I always make sure I take a good look at the finished product and make sure that there's going to be clearance. And I mean, that's essential, right? There's no sense in having specialty clock hands and you throw it up on your wall and the damn thing gets stuck on each other. And it tends to happen. Wood is a fickle product. So haven't had any issues up to this point. So we'll see what happens. But as you can see, they are pretty thin. It's 1/16 actually, is what they advertise on Amazon. And I pre-cut the holes, right? Pre-cut the holes, and I send the clock movements with it because it doesn't make any sense for me to send it to you without the holes pre-drilled, and then you have to go through the process of trying to figure out what size. So I use my my calipers. Figure out exactly, I'll show you, hold on. So it's a step down, right? You got your minute hand and you've got your hour hand. Hour hand, it always has the larger circumference hole, or I'm sorry, diameter, however you want to say it. And then the minute hand is smaller. And they vary from maker to maker, so I've had to get some sample ones before I could send them out. Make sure that I wasn't sending him a bunch that weren't going to fit. Wouldn't make any sense, right? So that's what I'm doing. I got a couple other things going on as well. I'm setting up for my 4th craft fair. Going to be here at the end of this month, here in March. And I actually got some back to back. So I got one on the 23rd and one on the 24th. So I need to make enough product that I can take with me, so that way I'm not sold out on the first day and I go the second day with empty hands. Still on the hands thing. In any case, some of my other projects that I got going on that I'll show you. This thing wants to follow me all around and see what happens. This is brand new, by the way. These fancy little follow me cameras, or the gyro, right? The telescopic I'm not sure. Whatever. TikTok shop. Can't believe it. It's a $50 product that you would probably get anywhere else. And I got it for like 14, 15 bucks. Right? So TikTok shop is where it's at. If you want something cheap, go check it out. I am by no means promoting it. In fact, I just closed my shop on there because I have no idea what I'm doing, and TikTok's just, I guess, not for my generation. But everybody else is using, and if you're having success, more power to you. So what do we got down here? I know I'm super far away, but there's a lot of things going on here, so I'll bring it to the camera so we can see a little bit better. Pretty standard stuff, right? So the first thing that I'm working on, and probably one of the easiest things, is I made these pieces of wood here, and they're about 12 by 5, how you want to look at 5 by 12, 12 by 5. And what's happening is I'm gonna make some of these, and you can't see it, not too good, right? You get an idea though. It is a bottle cap opener. Perfect place for it too, right here in the shop. I even got a fridge down here, but it's empty. And I don't come in here and get blasted while I'm working. Although I get frustrated sometimes, and I think that's a good alternative to making a mess in here. But I think twice about it because I can't do good work if I'm under the influence. So, in any case, bottle top holders. These here, interestingly enough, I couldn't figure out how to cut triangles, and I'm still learning. But I got to a point where I was feeling a little bit confident about my skills, making these triangles at 30 degrees. And unfortunately, if I had a jig, it probably would have worked better, but I didn't. I was using my hands, and I was measuring out 30 degrees on the cross cut, and I probably should have used a miter saw, because I came pretty close, and I kept thinking in my head, how many fingers are we going to lose today? So don't do that, and I will not be doing that again either. But in any case, this is what we got, right? So we got these triangles, and what could they be for? Well, if you've been to Cracker Barrel, you've probably seen something like this, right? So we're going to do something different than golf tees. We're going to do these little bad boys. Now, I've seen these on the internet somewhere before, and that's okay, right? It's hard to find something that we all aren't already doing, right? So do what works and see what comes of it. It's not like I'm going to go online and sell these anyway. I'm just going to take them to a craft fair for my local folks and see if they get into it like I get into it. I do love the Second Amendment. I do love firearms, and I do love guns. And this is just one of those things that I think might sell pretty well. So after I stain these up, I might put a little bit of carving decorations in with my laser or even my CNC machine over here, depending on how I'm feeling. This is pretty soft, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the CNC. Otherwise, I'm going to tear these up, and I don't feel like doing the cross-cut adventure again. So that's another project. What else we got over here? Oh yes, my clocks. So there's another video. I haven't even gone in and edited or anything. Couldn't hear a damn thing because the saw is going, the vacuum's going, and I'm basically just doing what everybody does and just showing it off, working through the process, and then step by step, kind of stopping along the way, showing stuff so I can go back and probably just do a voiceover. But yeah, so I've already cut these couple of clocks that I'm going to end up doing. One's probably going to be my mainstay, which is my hunter's clock, which is a big buck in the middle, laser engraved, and then I'll stain this and put the ammo shells on here, and then I'll do the American flag one, which is pretty popular too. Something that's started taking off recently, and maybe in my area or my community, I didn't know anything about it, and because I am just starting out, it's new to me. So if you haven't heard, number one, of course, leather patches on hats are a big deal. But I've seen Wild Willow, she's a YouTuber, different channel. She does acrylic, and she turned me on to Johnson Plastics. And in fact, I got off a really great consultation call with them. They're going to send me a bunch of samples, and that's probably going to be another video. We'll talk about them. I know that Wild Willow got on, talked about them. That's how I found out about them. So acrylic patches on hats are starting to blow up. It's a little bit of a process, more involved than just, you know, engraving leather and then slapping it on there with some adhesive, which, by the way, I'm also doing. Right, so Hide Brand is, or Hide Bond, I'm sorry, Hide Bond is another great product, right? So I bought the sample pack. There is a ton of these in here. Take a look at this one. Looks like a football, right? There's a whole bunch of things in here, different colors, different styles. I mean, even cork, right? The hardest thing is trying to figure out what your settings are and get those dialed in. So that's that, and I've already made a few. All right, so just kind of dabbling a little bit just to kind of see what I can come up with. And here's some of the samples that I got right now. You know, real simple. Cutting was the most difficult part of the process. I've got a nice little kit over here of rivets, so I'm going to add a little bit of flair to them. I'm going to try some layering, see if we can't just get it to pop, right? We need to be different. That's the important part. We need to figure it out, and we need to get on it, and we need to get on it fast, right? Let's not spend all of this money, because we crafters know that we're pretty good at that, and we probably spend more money than we make. In any case, these sheets that they send out, really good stuff, good quality. You know, I know there's probably a battle of the leatherettes going on out there between two great brands, so I can't say either way which one's good and which one's not. I would buy from either or, so it doesn't matter to me. But I definitely started off with Hide Bond because that seems to be all the craze. You know, I got a couple large pieces. Right? I think they're 12 by 24. They call them quarters. And then in this case, you know, if it doesn't have it, this is how I figured it out, right? If it doesn't have a sticker on it that tells you what's underneath, it means it's black. Right? In this case, this blue has a little silver tab on here, lets you know that, hey, if you're going to engrave this, it's going to come out silver. And then I got the standard brown stuff, right? So Hide Bond's good. Lone Star adhesive is also out there, and they're very, very similar. I haven't had a chance to sample any of the Lone Star adhesive stuff, so maybe I'll do a video about that and see what the differences are and kind of do a comparison. I am an equal opportunity guy, so it don't matter to me. It's not like they're sponsoring me and sending me, you know, things to talk about on my channel. I just go out and buy what I see others buying, and that's usually how the market goes, right? Capitalism at its finest, and word of mouth. So, yes, acrylic patch hats, leather patch hats with some flair. We got that. Oh, look at this stuff, right? Maybe one day when I have more than just a diode laser, right? Because there's no way I'm cutting this. Right, it's about 3 millimeter. It is translucent, semi-translucent, however you want to say it. It is not opaque, it's not solid, it's not black or a dark solid color. So I have a 10-watt diode laser. Doesn't do the trick. I found out the hard way, and I really worked my butt off trying to get through these things, and it didn't work out. So, that being said, I guess the only thing that I can do is keep saving my money, which is super difficult to do. Get maybe X Tools P2. That thing, CO2 laser, 55 watts, dual cameras. I know I sound like an advertisement. In any case, I've been stalking the website and I've been looking, but I just don't have the money. It is too gosh dang expensive. So one day, right, we can all dream. Clocks, hats, whatever these dang things are called. doing the clock hands. And I even had a list here. Look, what are we doing today? Because I can't keep it together. I get lost in the sauce. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do this, and oh, I'm going to do this. And I have these huge plans for the day. So something I just learned is this gyroscopic camera holder, right, that I was talking about for TikTok that follows me all over the place. Great product. However, it does hand gestures, it does gestures, and I talk a ton with my hands. And one of the things that activates it or deactivates as far as recording, stop recording, is the hand gesture. You might need to change that, or might need to even disable it while I'm talking. I didn't think about it before, but now it makes sense, right? A guy like me that's all over the place. So there was a little stoppage there. I'll probably end up editing it and then seamlessly put it together. You probably won't even notice. But in any case, still a good product. Just pay attention to what you're doing. So the list, what have I done? Clean and fill my DTF printer, right? That is a huge thing. If anybody out there owns a DTF printer, they know there is a lot of maintenance that goes in there, or are you basically just throwing it away? Because if you don't, the white ink will get clogged up, and I don't even want to get to the point where I got to do maintenance to try to fix that situation. So I'm on it every single day. Every single day. I just filled it, just cleaned it for the first time, and I've had it for probably 2 months. So doing that. I got a tumbler order, just one tumbler. I'm thinking about getting out of that business. But one thing's for certain, I'm still taking that product. It's going to be pre-made. That's another thing I got to do, is make a few and take with me to the craft fair and get rid of those, because they are not flying off the shelves. Too many people out there, market's way too saturated. It's time to move away from there and sell that equipment to somebody who's doing a better job at it than I am. Make laser engraving signs. I don't even know if we're going to get to that. I did buy some dual layer acrylics, some cheap stuff. I think I got it for like 40 bucks on Amazon. That stuff is awful. If you're in the vicinity of it when it's burning, if you're not wearing something or you're not ventilated, just take heed. You're going to get sick, or you're going to get a headache. Like, it is god awful. And so I try to step out. I do have a fan. I got an air assist. I got all that. I've got the recirculation air purifier, but it's overwhelming. So I got to do that. I haven't done the signs yet. Clock hand order working on. Other patches with rivets. I don't know why I'm going through this with you. Oh, because I'm trying to figure out what else I'm doing. Acrylic earrings. I can't even really do those, right? I mean, I can do it on the dual layer stuff, and I'll show you kind of what I'm working with. So this is what I'm talking about. Now that's way too big to be an earring unless you're dangling it. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to make studs. I want to make these smaller. And you can see how thin this stuff is. It is dual layered. Unfortunately, I didn't do the negative print on there. It wouldn't, for whatever reason, it wouldn't engrave. But in any case, working on those. Stickers, yeah. So I do have a silhouette, and it's great. I mean, for those of you with Cricut machines out there, you know, there's always this or that. Are you a Cricut person? Or are you a, with hand gestures? I need to calm down. So either or, right? It doesn't matter. It's a final cutting machine. And what I need to do is I need to start making some stickers too. Part of my problem is I don't know what thing I want to settle on. So I need to figure out here in the next couple months or so before I just start pissing money away on things that aren't selling. I need to figure out what's working, what's not. And if you're just getting started out, kind of like I am, I suggest that you do the same. Make sure that you are paying attention to what is selling, what's trending. There's tons of videos out there, but it's like with any recommendation or any advice you get from anybody. It varies from person to person and from topic to topic. So you just got to figure it out yourself, right? Other than that, I mean, that's all that's going on, and I can't be jibber jabbing on the internet, because I got stuff I got to do. So until next time, I appreciate you. Appreciate yourself. Take care of each other, and most importantly, take care of yourself.